Zika virus, GE mosquitoes bite, deliver flying vaccine. Zika virus, the ideal fake epidemic to stir the need for airborne vaccination. We must do something to stop the spread of the virus, says the World Health Organization. No need to mandate shots, release mosquitoes to deliver them. People are discussing whether genetically engineered mosquitoes could have spread Zika, the virus that causes nothing. Rather, look to the future when such biting mosquitoes could deliver flying vaccinations against the virus that causes nothing. In previous articles, it's been established that the connection between the Zika virus and cases of birth defects in Brazil is entirely and utterly unproven. And this is not science. The World Health Organization has stated this, that it's not entirely proven that the Zika virus causes microcephaly brain defects in children. But that isn't stopping the World Health Organization, the biggest medical propaganda agency in the world, from promoting Zika hysteria. So in the wake of this madness, here are a few hints and clues about the possible flying mosquito vaccinator. From Science magazine, dated March 18th, 2010, entitled Researchers Turn Mosquitoes into Flying Vaccinators. Researchers turn mosquitoes into flying vaccinators. Article 2010, quote, a group of Japanese researchers has developed a mosquito that spreads vaccine instead of disease. Even the researchers admit, however, that regulatory and ethical problems will prevent the critters from ever taking wing, at least for the delivery of human vaccines. No regulatory agency would sign off on that, says molecular biologist Robin Sinden of Imperial College London. Releasing the mosquitoes would also mean vaccinating people without their informed consent. This is an ethical no-no. Yoshida concedes that the mosquito would be unacceptable as a human vaccine delivery machine. However, in the midst of the forced hysteria about Zika, or the next virus, or the one after that, each said to be on the verge of causing a global Holocaust and pandemic, the so-called ethical considerations could go out the window. What degree of ethics was involved in the 1990s when GMO crops were allowed to be planted without human safety studies, without any oversight? If not mosquitoes as the vaccine delivery system, how about parasites? Science Daily magazine, dated November 11, 2013, Mosquito bites deliver potential new malaria vaccine. The title was, Mosquito bites deliver potential new malaria vaccine. And the quote said, in this paper we show that genetically engineered parasites are a promising, viable option for delivering a malaria vaccine, and we are parasites. I wonder what kind of parasites they are, because parasites, of course, are not good for any body, let alone the human body. So, how would they make the parasites enter the human body, I'd like to know? Water, air, food? So, the genetically engineered parasites are a promising, viable option, the article stated, for delivering a malaria vaccine, and we are currently engineering the next generation of attenuated parasite strains with the aim to enter clinical studies soon. For the first time, researchers created a weakened version of the human malaria parasite in altering its DNA. They tested the safety of the new modified parasite by injecting 6 human volunteers through mosquito bites. 5 of the 6 volunteers showed no infection with the parasite, suggesting that the new genetic technique has the potential as a basis for a malaria vaccine. As they say, what could possibly go wrong? And now, this is a peek into where Japanese researchers pioneering mosquito vaccinators obtained their funding. This is from AFP, dated October 24th, 2008. Where do you think the mosquito vaccinators obtained their funding from? I'll give you a hint. 5-letter last name, starts with a G and ends with an ES. Gates. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation awarded $100,000 each on Wednesday to scientists in 22 countries. This is dated in 2008. Scientists in 22 countries, including funding for a Japanese proposal to turn mosquitoes into flying syringes delivering vaccines. Among the proposals received funding was one from Hiroyuki Matsuoka at Jichi Medical University in Japan. Matsuoka thinks it may be possible to turn mosquitoes that normally transmit disease into flying syringes so that when they bite humans, they deliver vaccines, the Gates Foundation said. Well, let's remember what Gates himself stated a few years ago, that he wishes to make vaccines that are better in order to depopulate the world. And going back to the 2008 article, who wouldn't feel comfortable about Bill Gates spearheading this program? Answer: any human with a few operating brain cells. As technically difficult as a program may be, and as fraught with ethical considerations, don't underestimate the madness of the perpetrators. A year from now, 5 years from now, you might read this sort of declaration from the World Health Organization stating, "People remember the Zika virus and the threat it posed to our human future before the heroic efforts of researchers and public health officials managed to get it under control. And now that the new Sandab-3 virus spreading and spiraling out of control, we are poised to permit the release of 32 million mosquitoes who have been altered so they can deliver the Sandab vaccine to millions of endangered peoples all over the world, all over the planet. It is our best option at this time during the crisis," end quote. So there's phony epidemics, for example, SARS, swine flu, the West Nile, Ebola, ZIKA. They haven't stopped the march of science. The march of science propaganda, inventing these scare constructs in the first place. It stands to reason that back-end payoffs are the theme of such campaigns. One of the prime payoffs is new vaccines. And if a delivery system, which is a biting insect, can be created beyond the possibility of recall, so much the better. All it takes is a high enough degree of endangered public fear. That's what the epidemics are. Contagions of fear. I'll leave a link below for you for this article on the Daily Sheeple.